Welcome to the 198th episode of Maryland's Missing and the Murdered. Maryland's Missing and the Murdered is a weekly YouTube channel that covers the topic of missing and or murdered individuals from the state of Maryland. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified when the next cases are released. In the early hours of April 24th, 2017, 33-year-old Michael Scott was out with four friends in Baltimore, Maryland. At 4:35 a.m., a call came into 911 about a shooting on Calvert Street by the subway station and the Subway sub shop. When medics arrived, they found Michael Scott suffering from gunshot wounds and taken to the hospital where he died. His four friends had stayed with him until he went in the ambulance. They gave police a good description of the shooter and stated that Michael and the suspect had gotten into an argument on the street. When the suspect shot Michael, everyone ran. Police collected 9mm casings from the scene and then began to look at the camera footage from the area. First, they went to a nearby hotel, but unfortunately, all of their cameras pointed to the lobby and none outside. Detectives went back to the scene when the nearby businesses were open for business later that day. A men's clothing store near the scene had a camera. The camera showed Michael Scott's friends running northbound as shots rang out. Police then started looking at cameras southbound. On City Watch cameras, they found the suspect walking casually on Pratt Street and then on the convention center camera. Unfortunately, those cameras could not capture the suspect's face. The suspect then disappeared on the surveillance cameras until a detective thought that perhaps the suspect got on a bus. As the MTA buses all have cameras inside and outside the bus, MTA police pulled footage from a bus that was on the route the suspect was seen walking. Luckily for the detectives, the suspect got on the number 35 bus and the camera showed his face. The footage was released to the public for tips. However, no tips proved useful. 4 months later, on August 8, 2017, police received a call for an armed robbery and shooting at a Dollar General store. The manager, 54-year-old Deric Ford, was shot and killed after the store was robbed. 9mm casings were recovered from the scene. There were cameras inside and outside of the Dollar General. The footage showed two men, one wearing a mask, come into the store and force Deric Ford to empty all of the cash registers. Ford was then shot in the back of the head. That footage was released to the public for tips. Luckily, a tip came into Metro Crime Stoppers and pointed to Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson came in for police questioning. He admitted to being at the Dollar General that night, but stated that he left before the shooting. The detective then showed Michael Thompson the footage from the store, and then Michael Thompson admitted to shooting Deric Ford. Unfortunately, he denied knowing the other suspect that was wearing the mask. In a shocking event for the detective, Michael Thompson admitted to shooting Michael Scott 4 months earlier. He then told the detective that the five men said something to him. He got mad, so he followed them and then shot and killed Michael Scott. The gun used in both crimes was recovered in Michael Thompson's locker at work. It matched to both casings left at the crime scenes. On September 5th, 2018, Michael Thompson pled guilty to both murders, armed robbery, and use of a gun in a violent crime. On November 20th, 2018, Michael Thompson was sentenced to 60 years in prison. Thank you for joining me this week. If there's a Maryland's Missing or Murdered case you'd like to see on this channel, email me at marylandsmissing@gmail.com.
What's happening? I'm gonna take this piece.
Twitter is Maryland's Eminem,
That $10 bill.
and music is by Silent Vengeance. Sources will be listed in the outro. I'll see you again next week. Be kind to one another. You never know what will happen tomorrow.